I want to thank not only Jim, but Arlene Sachs for inviting me to be with you tonight to share some ideas that I hope you'll find interesting, that may stretch your thinking, and that ultimately you will find useful. Because as a person who spent 25 years in the superintendency and 35 years in the field of education, if it wasn't useful ultimately, it didn't make any difference to me. It had to be ultimately applicable and useful. So every one of you is an educator, and therefore you want to make the world a better place. And that is our common purpose, to make the world better. Every educator I know wants to do that. How you do that is up to you. The term enlightened leadership. Most people I know would like to be thought of as an enlightened leader. You came hardwired from the factory with these endowed principles. Sometimes we call it your spiritual DNA, or another concept that Paul and I like to use is these are archetypical seeds. Now, you would have to be familiar with Carl Jung's writings to understand the concept of archetypes. But the general notion is this. Think of a regular seed. It might be a seed for an acorn tree. It might be a seed for a rose bush. I mean, every seed has a potential to be something kind of wonderful. But it needs the right conditions. If the seed gets the water it needs, and the soil it needs, and the light it needs, it will be what it was meant to be and what it can be. We're like that. We have seeds in us, spiritual seeds that are very common. In a few minutes when I start talking about some of these ideas, everybody's going to say, well, I'm familiar with that, I'm familiar with that. Of course you are. It's a part of who you are already. I'm going to try to shed a light on it in a new light, but these are ideas that you already know deep down, is the principle of attention. And here's a catchy little phrase that you can remember about attention. Where attention goes, energy flows. I will not die an unlived life. I will not live in fear of falling or catching fire. I choose to inhabit my days to allow my living to open me, to make me less afraid, more accessible, to loosen my heart until it becomes a wing, a torch, a promise. I choose to risk my significance, to live so that that which came to me as seed goes to the next as blossom, and that which came to me as blossom goes on as fruit. I hope that all of your blossoms turn into fruit, and I wish you well. Thank you very much.